The first time I was pitched The Voice, I thought it was the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life. Combination of Wheel of Fortune and music, like these spinning chairs. What is that?
Country music superstar Blake Shelton has finally dropped the facade, confirming the rumors that have been swirling around his personal life. The charismatic singer, known for his witty humor and charming on-screen presence, has been under scrutiny for months. From the bright lights of the red carpet to the intimate moments shared with his loved ones, Blake's life has been a subject of fascination. Now he's pulling back the curtain, exposing the truth behind the tabloid headlines. What drove Blake Shelton to finally break his silence? And how have the revelations impacted his relationships? Get ready for a candid conversation as we reveal why Blake Shelton stops denying and confirms the rumors. A very public affair she couldn't take anymore. When it comes to raising their children, celebrities always spend money wisely. Gavin and Gwen, like many other Hollywood celebrities, had an abundance of nannies to assist in raising their sons as they juggled their busy schedule. But things got out of hand when Gwen found out that Gavin had reportedly been having an affair right under her nose with their Australian nanny, Mindy Mann. This provoked Gwen so much that she was cited as stating that the year was so full of horror for her, and getting out successfully would be a huge deal-breaker for her. Gwen could never accept Gavin's actions after learning about his liaison with Mindy Mann, their Australian nanny. She said that she had difficulty thinking about the encounter for a considerable time and that she could constantly sense Mindy's presence in her home. Even though Gwen and Gavin said everything was different now, most people are unaware that she took on his family name. She quickly had her name officially changed back to Steph family name, a symbolic move that showed she was ready to move beyond tragedy. When a report claiming that Shelton had cheated on Miranda appeared in Life and Style magazine in 2013, rumors about their relationship being difficult reached a height. They put up a brave front to the public like any other couple. Blake even had to admit that he was putting all his efforts into his family and his next record. However, Lambert disclosed in private that her mom said to her dad that divorce is not an option, which would undoubtedly alter her picture of holiness. Were couples like Blake and Miranda able to find a way to reconcile and rebuild trust after allegations of infidelity? Or was the damage too great to overcome? Let's find out. Gwen and Blake's controversial relationship. Gwen Stefani had drawn much criticism for her friendship with Blake. Some might even say that she's to blame for his divorce. When the two met on the set of The Voice, where they were both judges, rumors of sexual tension between them initially surfaced. Others claimed that even though neither of them had joined in hopes of finding love, they clicked right away. They've spent time together off-set. Ale said they sincerely enjoy each other and don't want to categorize or name anything. Blake has had 2 unsuccessful marriages with Miranda Lambert. Some even went so far as to say that he never felt completely content in either of his marriages, which is why he had never had children. Fans were startled to learn that Blake and Miranda were divorcing since they were such a famous couple and weren't even close to announcing their pregnancy. It seems as if the partnership was doomed from the beginning. Despite their 2002 wedding, Gwen and Gavin had been together since 1995, a long time in Hollywood terms. Gwen was never judgmental of Gavin's shortcomings, even despite his notoriety. When Gavin realized his goddaughter was his daughter from a relationship with designer Pearl Lowe, the pair did have some problems. Fortunately, Gwen was quite accepting of the circumstances, and the two went on to raise 3 children together. 2014 saw the birth of Apollo Bowie Flynn Rossdale, the youngest. The chemistry was off the charts. It's evident to everyone on site that Blake and Gwen are falling in love. The audience saw the tension between the two as they flirted during their lip-syncing battle. But the general public had their first views of this on the set of The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Given that neither Blake nor Gwen was single when they initially met, it seems as if their relationship was doomed from the beginning. However, it appeared that both were trapped in unhappy marriages. Fans did not find Blake's flirty conduct particularly surprising given his reputation. However, they were not as tolerant of Gwen, who received a lot of heat given that she had to devote much of her life to raising 3 children and a 13-year-old marriage. According to their fans, both seemed to have supported one another at the wrong moment and place. Blake's affair. Divorce can be pretty stressful, and as the case developed, the well-known singer started to feel the effects of this. Blake battled his divorce in public, even going so far as to reduce his weight drastically. In fact, many admirers believed that this was a deliberate choice to lose weight. Things became a little gloomy when he was pressed to divulge his fitness secrets on America's morning show. After spending many years with Gavin, whom she characterized as a massive control freak, Gwen was smitten with Blake, saying that he made her feel good again. Naturally, this did not sit well with Gavin, who claimed the two were trying to damage his reputation to cover up their affair. Those close to the couple claimed that in reality, it was the other way around. Gavin never had the chance to focus on work the way he wanted to, because Gwen was always so needy. According to those close to the relationship, it was relatively straightforward that Gwen and Blake were seeing one another. For instance, Gwen was leaving the Four Seasons Hotel in New York City a few minutes after Blake's entry. Even at Jared Leto's Halloween party, several people claimed to have spotted the two holding hands. However, the private moments the two enjoyed in public at Adam Levine's party were shocking. They seemed to have forgotten that they were well-known people. All that Gwen and Blake needed to declare their love for one another was a public show of affection. The pair had planned to announce their love to the world at the Country Music Awards, but Gwen had last-minute second thoughts and merely attended the after-party. Industry insiders argue that this was a stupid move, given that it seems she was attempting to avoid Miranda Lambert, Blake's ex, who was almost sure to be there. Miranda Lambert, a very private person, always tried to ensure that the emphasis of her public appearance was on her business rather than all the rumors about her personal life. Eventually, the singer would accept it and sometimes use it to her benefit. The singer expressed dissatisfaction when her duet with Jason Aldean, Drowns the Whiskey, eventually reached the top of the charts. She was described as remarking that despite her best efforts, she could never seem to excel in life without a guy. It may be best to keep your feelings for your colleague a secret from the rest of the company, right? Things are different in the world of a celebrity. Blake reportedly turned to Christina Aguilera, another judge on the program, for assistance after realizing he had love for Gwen. Christina, who doubted Gwen Stefani would ever fall in love with a country musician, reportedly laughed in his face and didn't take him seriously. They kept it inside the Voice family, at least. It's no secret that country music performers are fiercely devoted to one another. Burning one of them gets you fired. Blake was primarily concerned about that given his prominent public persona, though obviously not everyone was content. Most people seemed to want the pair to be happy. The lead singer of the band Lone Star, one of Blake's closest friends, was cited as stating that he loves Gwen Stefani, and Rich responded that they all love her. What role did social media play in fueling Blake and Gwen's divorce? And was their relationship able to scale through the frustrations of divorce? How adorable! Too lovey-dovey. Everyone has encountered that one pair that makes us sick to our stomachs, primarily from jealousy. Because of their intense chemistry, Gwen and Blake's turbulent relationship quickly developed into a committed relationship in a matter of months. The two even caused a stir when a source disclosed that Gwen had hired a well-known wedding designer, Jerry Walworth. Blake's hit, "I'll Name the Dogs," which tells the story of an elderly couple who fall in love, gave rise to these claims. Blake seemed to be at ease among Gwen's children as well. He sent an invitation for them to appear in his song video. Fans have long wondered how celebrities find time for their personal life in light of their successful occupations. Blake and Gwen seem to be making an effort to address this problem by seeking out more and more opportunities for professional collaboration. For instance, the two worked together on the song "You Make It Feel Like Christmas" from Stefani's holiday album. Friends also claimed that the couple is actively attempting to conceive. They are hyper-focused on getting pregnant, according to a source. The couple has also informed us that they've been trying to get pregnant. Gwen's odds, according to the doctors, are not looking bright. Despite all the advancements in technology, it seems they are genuinely devoted to this effort. Even though she's on her last embryo, Gwen still maintains her optimism. Despite the disappointing results of IVF, the two are still considering adoption. The love they have for one another has only grown as a result of their shared struggles. It should come as no surprise that Gwen's divorce had a significant impact on her children. Blake has reportedly done his best to make up for the loss of their father, and for the most part, he seems to be succeeding. Gwen shared a personal moment with the world when she posted a snapshot of the family in matching flannel shirts in front of the Christmas tree. According to sources, Gavin's ex-husband has given up on the situation and wants nothing to do with his kids. Blake and Gwen's public relationship. Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani's relationship has captured the public's attention from the start, and it's no surprise that people are eager to hear the couple's thoughts on their love story. Recently, Blake opened up to People magazine, sharing that he isn't shy about showing his emotions, whether in public or through his music. In fact, he revealed that one of his most cherished songs, "I Don't Want to Live," was inspired by Gwen, a testament to how deeply she has impacted his life. According to Blake, Gwen has brought out a new side of him, and they are both committed to making their relationship last. As the couple's bond continues to grow stronger, rumors have begun to circulate about their future plans. There is speculation that Gwen and Blake may be considering expanding their family. Sources close to the couple have hinted that they believe having a child together would be the final piece to complete their life. Reportedly, they are eager to welcome a baby and are not concerned about whether it's a boy or a girl. The possibility of Gwen becoming a mother again at 48 has sent fans into a frenzy, as they can't wait to see what the future holds for the pair. Since beginning her relationship with Blake, Gwen has undergone several significant changes, most of which have been positive. The couple made headlines when they decided to merge their lives more fully, purchasing a stunning $13 million mansion in Los Angeles. This home was seen as a symbol of their commitment to starting a family together. However, fans have noted that despite this grand gesture, Gwen has held on to the house where she raised her children, perhaps as a precaution in case she needs a place to retreat to if things don't work out. Given how much of their courtship has played out in the public eye, it seems that Blake and Gwen are finally finding a sense of stability in their lives. The two seem to genuinely enjoy spending time together, both personally and professionally. Blake's close friends have observed how happy he is in this relationship, with one friend even stating that he is finally in a healthy relationship. Those close to Blake are confident that the couple's bond is strong enough to last a lifetime, with many believing that they are destined to be together forever. Plans for a baby. Many people consider getting a shout-out from their significant other on Instagram to be a big deal. But what if you're a celebrity? The dynamics change entirely. Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani are a well-known couple whose love for each other is no secret. The world has seen their relationship blossom over time, but it wasn't until November 2015 that the couple officially went public on Instagram. Shelton shared a charming photo of Gwen, who was all smiles while dressed in camouflage. To many, this post wasn't just a cute picture. It was seen as a sweet and heartfelt declaration of their love for each other. In contrast, Blake's previous relationship with Miranda Lambert was far more complex, largely due to the demands of their careers. Their hectic schedules often meant spending long periods apart, which inevitably took a toll on their marriage. However, Miranda tried to view the time apart in a positive light. She believed that the distance would only strengthen their bond and make their time together even more special. She found comfort in hearing from Blake's studio staff how much he missed her and thought about her when they were apart. But despite her optimistic outlook, the strain of being separated for long stretches began to show. Divorce is never easy, and it can be especially difficult for public figures whose every move is scrutinized by the media and their fans. When Miranda performed at the Cheyenne Frontier Days in Wyoming just 2 days before their divorce was finalized, one can only imagine the emotional turmoil she was experiencing. On stage, she channeled her emotions into a powerful performance, but those close to her could sense the tension in her voice. While most of the audience was likely unaware of the inner struggles she was facing, it's clear that she was doing her best to put on a brave face and stay in the moment, despite the heartbreak she was enduring. Blake, on the other hand, has spoken about the challenges that come with the extravagant lifestyles of artists. He admitted that the temptations and opportunities that come with fame are hard to resist, and he never turned anything down. There were concerns that the time he and Miranda spent apart would only worsen the tension in their relationship. When Blake began his role as a judge on The Voice, he tried to dispel any rumors by publicly stating that he was a married man now and had to decline offers for things that were no longer as important to him. It's a bit ironic, given that his commitment to The Voice would ultimately contribute to the breakdown of his marriage. For fans, there's nothing more exciting than a celebrity couple announcing a pregnancy, except maybe the news of their wedding. When Blake and Miranda had been married for 2 years, people eagerly awaited an announcement that they were expecting a child. However, Blake denied these rumors, stating that while they were open to the idea, they weren't actively trying to start a family. Going through a divorce is hard enough, but for celebrities, it's made even more difficult by the constant scrutiny of the public and the media. The tabloids were filled with sensationalized stories about what went wrong in Blake and Miranda's marriage. One of the major issues reported was Miranda's unhappiness with life in Los Angeles, which clashed with Blake's inability to leave the city due to his commitments on The Voice. As their marriage progressed, Miranda reportedly felt increasingly isolated and alone. But, as is often the case with high-profile relationships, there were likely many more issues behind the scenes than the public ever knew. When it comes to assigning blame in a divorce, people often assume that the unfaithful partner is the one who initiates the proceedings. In this case, it's a bit of a twist because, while Blake ultimately filed for divorce, many believe he did so because he discovered that Miranda had been unfaithful. According to reports from TMZ, Blake found evidence of her alleged infidelities and decided to take legal action, possibly in an attempt to shift the blame onto her. However, the situation was far from straightforward, and Miranda had her own set of grievances and allegations against Blake. In the end, their marriage unraveled in a very public and painful way, leaving both parties to deal with the aftermath in their own ways. For Blake, this meant moving forward with his life and eventually finding happiness with Gwen. while Miranda has had to navigate her own path in the aftermath of their highly publicized split. The complexities of their relationship serve as a reminder that even celebrities, with all their fame and fortune, face the same challenges and heartaches as everyone else when it comes to love and relationships. Can former celebrity couples like Blake and Miranda ever truly move on from their past? Or will their high-profile breakup forever define their personal and professional lives? Miranda became stronger. When your mom is Gwen Stefani, you might expect life to come with some unique perks, even if that includes a Thanksgiving turkey coated in a flamin' hot Cheeto crust. That's exactly what fans saw when Gwen and her partner, Blake Shelton, shared glimpses of their festive celebration at Blake's sprawling ranch in rural Oklahoma. The intimate holiday setting, filled with quirky twists and plenty of charm, quickly captured attention on social media. It may have looked like just another cozy get-together, but it was hard not to feel a bit envious of Gwen's son, Zuma, growing up in such a lively and loving environment. Though many fans have hoped for a fairy tale wedding, Gwen and Blake have continued to take their time with their relationship. They've been deeply committed since they first met, and while the topic of marriage has certainly come up, there's been no official announcement yet. According to insiders, the couple shares a powerful connection and genuinely believes they've found the one in each other. Blake, known for his laid-back attitude, has no urgency to walk down the aisle, but his loyalty to Gwen is unwavering. The two are inseparable, finding joy in their shared life, whether on stage or out on the ranch. Their high-profile romance hasn't been without controversy, particularly with Blake's ex-wife, Miranda Lambert. The breakup between Blake and Miranda was heavily scrutinized in the media, and when Blake and Gwen went public, it stirred up even more speculation. Their collaboration on the Christmas special You Make It Feel Like Christmas was especially noteworthy. Critics hailed the music video as a charming blend of holiday spirit and classic Hollywood romance. Yet, behind the festive sparkle, it's widely believed that Miranda wasn't pleased with how quickly Blake seemed to move on. Miranda has since turned to her music as a form of self-expression, often addressing themes of heartbreak, resilience, and betrayal. Songs like Got My Name Changed Back have been interpreted as direct responses to her divorce and Blake's alleged infidelity. Many fans feel that, despite the time that's passed, Miranda may still be carrying emotional wounds from the split. In the years following her divorce, Miranda has embraced a stronger, more assertive persona. She has shown she's unafraid to speak up or defend herself and her team. At one concert, when a rowdy fan pushed too close to the stage and disrupted the show, Miranda halted the performance and demanded the fan be removed. The situation highlighted her growing resolve to protect those around her and stand firm in difficult moments. While both Miranda and Blake were responsible for the end of their marriage, Blake was reportedly the one who filed for divorce. After discovering Miranda's alleged affairs through TMZ, Miranda's camp later claimed that Blake used media manipulation and a strong PR team to shift the narrative in his favor. Despite his public statements, those close to Miranda maintained that she upheld her promises and did her best to salvage the relationship. A very messy separation. Even with a prenuptial agreement, divorce is never easy, especially when infidelity plays a role. After discovering Miranda's extramarital affairs, Blake swiftly packed her belongings into boxes, fuming with anger. He even threatened to throw everything out if she didn't come to pick it up, and demanded she take her dogs off his property. The tabloids had a field day, especially since Blake was the one who had cheated first. Neither Blake nor Miranda wasted any time moving on. Miranda began dating Anderson East, a rising R&B star who was 4 years younger than her. Fans speculated that Miranda was eager to have some fun with the younger musician. She even shared a picture on social media with the caption, "The snuggle is real," hinting at their new relationship. True to form, Miranda dove headfirst into this relationship, and soon enough, the couple was collaborating on music. So, what happened? Blake, who's had his share of rocky relationships, seems to have found something special with Gwen. Both Blake and Gwen believe they've finally found their soulmates in each other. Meanwhile, Miranda seems to be struggling, feeling like her pain has been overshadowed by the new couple's romance. She addressed her feelings and the divorce in her latest album, The Weight of These Wings. In response to a fan asking for her side of the story, she said that it's all on there. Divorce can lead to conflicting priorities, especially when new relationships are involved, but children should always come first. Blake has done an admirable job of bonding with Gwen's kids, spending holidays with them, and going on adventures as a blended family. They're often seen hanging out at Lake Arrowhead on weekends, and Blake even had his first trip to Disneyland with Gwen and her kids, complete with a first visit button on his shirt. Since her split from Blake, Miranda has focused on moving forward and enjoying life. She celebrated her 32nd birthday in a unique way, showing off her sense of humor by putting a pink horn on her horse, Sophie, making her look like a unicorn. Fans loved it, and given everything Miranda has been through, it's great to see her having some fun. Miranda's love life has been tumultuous since the divorce. She and Anderson East broke up in April 2018. Blake, on the other hand, channeled his heartbreak into music, with one of his songs reflecting the pain of betrayal. There's speculation online that this song might be about Miranda, especially since rumors suggest she was already seeing someone else before ending things with East. The situation only gets more complicated from there. Miranda needed her privacy. Before Miranda Lambert and Anderson East ended their relationship, rumors began swirling online about a potential romance between Miranda and Evan Felker. As speculation grew, Miranda expressed her frustration with people who felt the need to comment on her personal life through social media. What made this story even more captivating was the fact that Felker was not single at the time, and there were reports that he might have filed for divorce once the rumors of their romance began to spread. This narrative only became more intriguing as more details came to light. Miranda did not seem to take the public scrutiny well, especially considering how well her ex-husband, Blake Shelton, and Gwen Stefani were doing in their relationship. However, she surprised her fans in February 2019 by revealing that she had secretly married her new partner, Brendan McLaughlin. She chose Valentine's Day to share this news, adding an extra layer of excitement to the announcement. Since then, the couple has appeared to be quite happy together, and there is a sense of comfort in knowing that Miranda seems to have finally found her true love. The question that lingers, however, is whether this new relationship is a rebound or a genuine romance. When Blake and Gwen first fell in love, both were coming out of difficult relationships, and they leaned on each other during that challenging time. Blake himself acknowledged this in an interview with Willie Geist on Sunday Today. As for Miranda's new relationship with Brendan McLaughlin, there are concerns among her supporters about his potentially troubled past. Some fans worry that Miranda might have replaced one unfaithful partner with another. There are whispers that Brendan's past could come back to haunt him, especially given claims from his previous partners that he was not always faithful. A source close to the couple has expressed concern that Miranda might continue to fall for the wrong kind of men, leading to yet another painful heartbreak. If Brendan is not loyal to her, many hope that Miranda won't have to endure another difficult and public breakup. Miranda surprises her fans. Miranda Lambert and Brendan McLaughlin, who tied the knot in 2019, have kept their relationship largely out of the public eye. Despite being married for over a year, Miranda waited a considerable amount of time before sharing a selfie with her husband. When she finally did, it was a heartfelt image of the two of them walking hand in hand, her dazzling engagement ring on full display. This gesture delighted many of her fans who were happy to see Miranda looking so content. However, it didn't go unnoticed that Miranda had kept a relatively low profile since meeting Brendan. This is largely because the couple values their privacy and prefers to keep their relationship away from the limelight. Miranda and Brendan have now been happily married for more than a year and have recently moved into their dream home together. The singer has spent a good deal of time in New York, embracing the chance to join her husband in his beloved city. Despite their preference for keeping their love life under wraps, it's clear that Miranda has finally found her true match in Brendan. Meanwhile, Blake Shelton, Miranda's ex-husband, has also moved on, finding love with Gwen. The two got married at Blake's ranch in Oklahoma, an event that Miranda did not attend. Although she and Blake had been separated for over 6 years by the time of his wedding to Gwen, it appears that Miranda was not on the guest list. In contrast, Blake's colleagues, including Kelly Clarkson, were thrilled to attend the wedding. Kelly, an American Idol judge, spoke highly of the event, sharing how much she enjoyed the special occasion. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like our video, leave comments, and subscribe to the channel. Also click on the video showing on your screen to watch another of our interesting videos. See you there.